Fred. Morning, brother.
Hey, what's up, Larry?
What's going on?
How are you, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Good to
All
see
good?
you. All good. What am I getting for you today?
So let's do something black.
Black?
Sure. Yeah. What roast we got?
Today we got the Runner's Blend. Cool story about this one. When we were developing the flavor of this one, I get a text message for one of the guys on the group of Hermosa Running Club.
Yeah.
He goes like, "Did you know that the fastest runners come from Ethiopia and Kenya?" And I was like, well, I happen to have those beans.
I'm excited about this blend right here. So we got Ethiopia and Kenya then, huh?
This will give you a lot of energy to get you moving. Today we're doing a beach workout.
Good company, good coffee.
Yes, sir.
Good workout on the beach.
Yes, sir.
You can't beat it.
How do you stay in shape, like after you retire, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of athletes, I see that once they retire, they gain weight, they lose the fire.
I had to go through that, honestly. My retiring, I actually had an injury too. Initially, like it was a lot of physical therapy because it was a torn ACL. And I knew at that point, like I was ready, you know, to like retire, move on to the next chapter of my life. I was sensitive to the fact that just what you said. So many guys retire and then they blow up and they like are kind of like a shell of what they once were. So the first 6 months or so, like I was just doing PT and I didn't gain any weight. And I was just working on getting my knee back better. I was like, oh, this retirement stuff ain't too bad. And the next thing I knew, by the end of that first year, I had like put on like 40 pounds. Once I saw that, I was like, no, this stops right here. From 1994 up until 2016, every single summer I was in training camp. Once I retired, that was the first like time not having a training camp in 19 or 20 seasons. I thought I would never work out again for that first year, honestly.
Really?
Then when I blew up by 30 pounds, I was like, no, something's gotta change. I come into contact with this old school practice of yoga. It's called Ashtanga yoga.
Ashtanga yoga.
Yeah. And it's like this really demanding practice. I did that probably for about a year, but what it got me back into contact with was my approach to like fitness has always been like with like some type of like greater purpose of like perfecting the actual craft. The thing that I figured out about the yoga, purely what it was I saw someone that had reached a level of mastery. The one video that I came across with the Ashtanga yoga, it was this 90-year-old Indian dude.
90.
And so he was literally the founder of the practice. But what it simply was the fact that I saw someone who had took a craft and mastered it. And that's what intrigued me. So I was like, I want to do that. I want to do this thing because I didn't know it at the time, but that was innately what was in me. Is like when I see like a level of mastery, that's kind of like what attracted me to it. It's like finding a craft and putting a level of like full like attention and focus into like daily micro progressions of improvement to ultimately reach a point of mastery. Having retired and you go into these fitness classes, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like working out so that I'm not fat. I just didn't want to be fat.
Exactly.
The hack to get around this whole premise of doing the thing just to stay healthy or doing the thing for like, you know, external reasons is to find a craft that you want to get better at and improve upon, and that actually you find some enjoyment within. Then you end up doing the thing daily, on the daily, without even like trying or forcing yourself to. So having found something where it was like an actual craft, I was intrigued by that for about 18 to 24 months. But then once the world opened back up, I got back more in touch with like that competitive and like vitality focused craft that was more akin to what I was doing in sports previously. And that's when I landed upon like this craft of perfecting and learning the craft of boxing. So then it became like my new thing.
The boxing.
The boxing, yeah.
Damn, that's awesome because I also share that passion.
Yeah.
I share that,
Yeah.
you know. Boxing, for me, it's one of those things that has been able to keep me on my toes for the last 8 years where I follow boxers and I kind of, like the preparation fight is like 3 months, so I'm following the preparation. I'm training with the boxer I'm like, okay, he's running today. I'm sure I'm running too. You know, and just keeping engaged with like the boxing community as well. Like all that you dreamt before, has it come true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Being at this chapter of my professional life now, which I view in a lot of ways as like the second chapter of my professional life.
Yeah.
Where it's a reinvention and a transformation that's kind of occurring. I tend to find myself reflecting back on how I visualized, channeled, and then called forth success in like the first chapter of my life. And the first step was becoming aware of it and like what it was and what I was intrigued to doing. And then after that awareness, for whatever reason, I was delusional enough to see it and believe it. When we like view ourselves as kind of like being like this three-part being of body, mind, and spirit, having that body piece right, then it gets you again in the position to have your mind right and your spirit right as well. Anytime I've tried to only do one, it might seem like it's working in the beginning, but it typically tends to like lead to some level of overwhelm and burnout. For me, like you need to create a symbiotic relationship between all those three, you know, elements of who we are. So I just become really aware of that. And when I think about the body piece alone, I just know that I've always done much better when I have a craft that I'm working on.
Yeah. Why did you choose this city to live? Why Hermosa?
You know, I think it just kind of happened organically. We just had a baby, my wife and I. She's now 16 months old. We were living in the city prior to now, and we wanted a community that felt a little bit more conducive to raising a family. When we saw what all the community had to offer, and it had kind of like this hometown, small town type vibe, it was like this pocket. Feels like it was like untouched by like the typical Los Angeles, you know what I mean, energy. There was just something about the vibrancy out here that really attracted us to it, and so it's been like a great experience.
That's
great
awesome.
Experience, yeah.
That's kind of similar to my experience. We came from East Hollywood to Hermosa, and we came from a place where like you go out to the street, nobody greets you or say hello to you. I saw a lot of beautiful things here, and most importantly, like how the community comes together.
Yeah.
One for each other, you know?
Yeah.
And I love being part of this community, being able to work out with you, watching surfers, watching runners, volleyball players. It's just like you want to be here.
It's living life on your own terms, that's the thing. When I look back at all of like the breakthroughs that I've had in life of pulling the most out of myself, it was never the money that was the ulterior motive. It was always like the growth. And then as you grow and become this better version of you, then the money tends to become a effect of you like creating value and like providing service.
What's next after football for you?
Having now retired, it's like I organically segued into becoming an entrepreneur.
And when you say entrepreneur, what do you do with the fear? Like when you're about to go into something, right? Do you get that fear, or are you just all about it? You're like, okay, let's do it.
No, the fear is always there.
And that drives you, or that keeps you thinking about it for a second, or you're like, let's get it done.
All it is a marker. It tends to just be an identifier and a marker of where you actually need to go.
Yeah.
And what you need to press into. And then once you press into it, you figure out like, oh, it's actually not that scary. It's just that it was unknown. The underlying essence is still the same. And like, now I tapped into like what that was. And that underlying essence is having this curiosity about what's inside, right?
Yeah.
And like what I've found is you typically will just need to find a vehicle that reveals who you are to yourself. Like there's me right now, but I think that there's this bigger, better, more expanded version of myself that's more developed and that is a better version of me. Now I just need to figure it out and prove it to myself. So that essence now is just the exact same as it was in the first chapter of my professional life, and sports was the vehicle. And now entrepreneurial endeavors are the vehicle of figuring out what's in the tank, revealing to myself who I actually am, and hopefully whatever that process creates is inspiring to someone else to go on that same like path and that same venture. And so it's kind of always been the same game.
Damn.
But the vehicles that we were riding in at the time tend to just be the means to that true like foundational like underlying end of becoming a better version of myself and hoping that that story is inspiring to be able to help someone else,
to help others,
or help people at scale.
Larry,
Man, I appreciate it.
here you go, man. Coffee for you.
Thank you, man.
Hey, my pleasure. I just want to say thank you again, and working out with you, learning a little bit more about you, and you being part of our community and having you as an example, it's amazing. Yeah. I just want you to know that, and I hope we can run it back again.
Yeah,
this was fun.
Definitely. I appreciate this. This was an incredible time, and it's always good to get outside like the normal groove, and like this was like a refreshing morning to like get the chance to like chop it up with you.
Out of our conversations and everything that happened today, I think I'm motivated for, I don't know for how long, but I feel very motivated for a long period of time. I can sense that. I can sense it.
I appreciate the work that you put into this, the passion that you put into this shop, the passion that you put into every cup of coffee. And it's a reminder for me of that craftsman mindset, because any, like I said, breakthroughs that I've been able to create in life, any levels of flow that I've been able to access in life, it's been around like tapping into that craftsman mindset, and you've done that here. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Hey, gracias.
Yes.
Ya está.
Yeah, so I mean, this was an incredible morning, you know, getting with Fred, getting a little bit of a workout in, and really just understanding two things. One, like what really makes us tick as individuals, and like what our purpose and really mission is in this chapter of life. And then Gitana is like such an asset to this community, and again, like I said, creates this hub and like this meeting spot for people to come and engage with one another and experience what Hermosa really has to offer. It's the people and it's that fellowship, and it makes it that much even better that we're like steps away from the water and proximity to the beach and sun and all those things. So it's a really incredible thing that's been created here.